Hi there, thanks for joining me on this week's blog. This week we're going to be talking about this week's blog, which was all of the imitations that are available in the hypochlorous acid market, and I kind of just wanted to touch on that. Over the last few weeks I have been talking about all of the imitations that are available in the chemical market, the difficulty with the regulations and the difficulty and the way that manufacturers are really kind of negotiating their way around the regulations and using language to, I suppose, fool the consumer into believing that their product kills coronavirus or kills C. difficile or kills Salmonella when tested against rather than passed. So I've touched on all of that over the last few weeks. I'm not going to completely, elongate that. What I'd like to talk to you about very quickly today is the hypochlorous acid market. So we know that Astral Hygiene sells hypochlorous acid. This is the one that we sell, Salvasan. We sell it in its pure form. So hypochlorous acid, just to kind of recap, is present in the human body. It's manufactured by our immune system to fight infection, and the scientists at Aqualution have managed to replicate that and bottle it in a stable chemical. So hypochlorous acid is basically water and salt that's been put into a state through electrodialysis, and when it's in that state it is able to kill viruses, bacteria, so it can pretty much kill C. difficile, Salmonella, coronavirus, Norovirus on contact, whereas lots of other chemicals cannot do that. But one of the lovely things about Salvasan is that you don't require use of any PPE at all, so there's no kind of breathing equipment or eye protection or anything, because it does occur in the human body. So that's one of the reasons that we stock Salvasan, because it's so easy to use, it's so effective. But over the last kind of 12 months or so, the amount of imitations that are coming up on the market is astounding. I'm astounded, but should I be astounded? Probably not. So I just kind of wanted to give you kind of a quick guide in terms of making sure that your product is hypochlorous acid, because hypochlorous acid, as I've said, is salt and water put into a specific state. How do you know that the hypochlorous acid that you're buying from another distributor or a supermarket or wherever is actually hypochlorous acid, and it isn't just salt and water that's been mixed together and you're merrily spraying it around your care home or your rooms and hoping that it's going to work? So what you actually need is a chemical that is accredited. So it needs to have BSEN 14476 on the back and BSEN 1276, so then you know that the chemical that you've got is accredited. Hypochlorous acid is a very fragile chemical, so you need to make sure that it's being dispatched to you in a black bottle. So unless it's in a black bottle, the shelf life of that product is going to be really, really diminished. So if it's in a clear bottle or if it's in an opaque bottle, for example, the molecule is going to be disrupted by the light. So light interferes with hypochlorous acid molecule and will actually disrupt that molecule and will minimise the shelf life of that product to up to 3 weeks. So you might only get 3 weeks life out of your bottle of chemical. So make sure it's in a black bottle, which stops the light from getting in. So accreditations, light bottle. What I was also kind of warned against is, these machines that are available all over the internet, make your own hypochlorous acid. That to me isn't really a foolproof way. You don't want to be playing at being a chemist. The chemists that have developed hypochlorous acid in the black bottle, the Salvasan chemists, they really know what they're doing, and they are qualified, experienced, and Joe Blogs going and buying a machine and hoping that the salt and water concoction that he's put into it is going to be killing bacteria. To me, as a chemical specialist and a distributor of X amount of years experience, is quite laughable. So please don't do that. In terms of testing, we have actually tested some of our competitors' hypochlorous acid, and we found on a number of occasions that the hypochlorous acid is actually contaminated with bleach, so sodium hypochlorite, so bleach. So any bleach actually degrades material, it rots material, and actually makes the whole the chemical concoction very fragile and unstable. So anything that's contaminated with bleach that's claiming to be hypochlorous acid is not hypochlorous acid. It's actually an illegal claim to make under the REACH guidelines, and is decidedly dodgy in my professional opinion. So I would make sure that you are buying an accredited product, so a product with BSEN, or better still, just get this from us. It's in a black bottle, it's got the accreditations, it's by scientists who are very well versed in creating hypochlorous acid. So the message today is make sure that your chemical is accredited, make sure it's the real deal, make sure it's not an imitation, make sure it's in a black bottle, make sure that it's not just a salt and water mixed together, and don't make your own. Thanks very much.